Matthew Cade in the 7K machine starts in the second spot, with Wyatt Coffey in car number 2 starting third. Carly Bennett in the 10 car starts fourth, and Jason Papp in the 1J going off fifth. Starting in the 6th spot. In the car number 11 is Bart Studdard. Starting in the 7th spot. In the 131 is Matt Herlong. Cody Cook in the 20 car starts 8th, with Devin Rooks in the 13 car starting 9th. Starting 10th is Tim Holston in the 51H. Going off 11th is the 14T of Thurston Kitchen. Starting in the 8th spot, starting in the 12th spot, driving car number 8 is Zach Owens. Starting in the 13th spot in the T9 is Brody Thompson. Starting in the 14th spot, car number 28 is Austin Lehman. Going off 15th in the 1A is David Showers Sr. Starting in the 16th spot, in car number 25 is Brandon Lunsford. Johnny Fawcett in the F17 goes off 17th, with Mason Musso in the 21M starting 18th. Anaya Humphreys in the 1 car starts 19th, and Sam Oakley in the number 19 car starts 20th. Third and final, 602 late model feature on the back straightaway over there into turn number 3. We're going to go 15 laps. Fast qualifier for group number 3 was the 00 of Richard Stevens. That earned him the pole for the feature event here tonight. First two 602 late model features were excellent. I'm sure this one won't disappoint. So after this 602 late model feature, we will have 4 604 late model features. So folks, don't go away, because we got 4 more big features after this one. All right, Volusia Speedway Park pace car rolling off as they work their way down the front straightaway for their 15-lap feature. Once again, row number 1 will be Richard Stevens, Matthew Cade. Row number 2 will be Wyatt Coffey, Carly Bennett. Row number 3 will be Jason Papp, Bart Studdard. Row number 4 will be Matt Herlong and Cody Cook. Row number 5 will be Devin Rooks and Tim Holston. Row number 6 will be Thurston Kitchen and Zach Owens. Row number 7 will be Brody Thompson and Austin Lehman. Row number 8 will be David Showers Sr. and Brandon Lunsford. Row number 9 will be Johnny Fawcett and Mason Musso. Row number 10 will be Anaya Humphreys and Sam Oakley. And top of the flag stand, Michael Stewart. Looks like he's going to give him the one to go. Well, that means one thing, folks. Tight nose belt, 602 late model feature number 3. About to go green. So Richard Stevens and Matthew Cade bring them down nice and easy down the back straightaway. Michael Stewart looking them over. We're ready for that final green flag for the 602s here in night number 1 of the 7th annual Sunshine Nationals. And the green flag is out. We're on our way down the front straightaway. Richard Stevens with a good run in the turn number 1. Stevens by about 2 car lengths. He's on the out. On the bottom coming the number 2 machine of Wyatt Coffey. Coffey with a good start. We got him tangled up there in 1 and 2, 3 cars. Anaya Humphreys, one of them over there, I believe.
Devin turned sideways, possibly. No?
Richard Stevens, Matthew Cade will get row number 1. See if any our cars return out there. Looks like maybe the 28 of Austin Lehman also involved. Lehman was in the pit. He'll have to go to the tail. 51 car returning also. That would be the Tim Holston machine. So they'll have to tag the tail. We'll see if Richard Stevens can outlast the rest of the field here for 15 laps. Again, 15 laps, 15 minutes. Hopefully we'll get to the 15 lap mark here at Volusia. It sounds like they're still getting the cars properly lined up. So it'll be Richard Stevens, Matthew Cade on the front row. Just like that didn't happen. Wyatt Coffey in that number 2 machine had a good start there. That number 2 did. All for naught as the yellow flag went flying. All right, here we go. Take 2. 602 late model feature number 3. We'll see if this one's a little bit better in turn 1 and 2. Once again, Michael Stewart looking them over. Ready to wave that green flag. Here we go. Good side-by-side off of turn number 4. We're back under green. Green flag's out. Richard Stevens going to lead him in a 1. Here comes a 2 on the inside. Once again, Wyatt Coffey. Coffey trying to throw the elbows up there as they work off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's Stevens, your leader, by about 3 car lengths side-by-side for second as they sail it off into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Working it off on turn number 4. It's the double. We got 1 on the inside. The 10 car made contact in the inside retaining wall, and Matt Herlong and the number 8 machine, heavy damage to the front end of the number 8 machine. That all started off of turn number 4. I believe Herlong and the car sitting down in turn number 4 got together, made a little bit of contact, and then Herlong down the front straightaway got rooted in the rear, and we're back under yellow. But we did get a lap in. So the yellow flies once again. Just like the first 2 incidents didn't happen. So it'll be Richard Stevens and Matthew Cade once again on the front row. Good break for the number 7 machine, 7K of Matthew, as he'll get that outside of the front row position back. And it looks like safety crew's got everything cleared off the racetrack. Number 51 going to take it to the pit area. Going to call it a night. We'll do it all again tomorrow. So that was the 51 of Tim Holston out of Wesley Chapel, Florida. All right, folks, it took us 3 starts, 3 attempts for this first 602 late model feature. You know how that one ended, with a 6,000th of a second advantage. Hopefully we'll do the same here. Here we go, take 3, Richard Stevens and Matthew Cade on the front row. And we're back underway. Green flag is in the air. Down the front straightaway for the 3rd time. It's Richard Stevens, your leader. And side-by-side off of turn number 2 for that number 2 spot. Right now it's Stevens all by himself. The battles for second. Give it to Wyatt Coffey as he works it off a 4 down the front straightaway. And we're going to get a lap. No, maybe not. We got a yellow flag. Got a couple of them sitting off right in the entrance to turn number 3 there against the inside retaining wall. 2 cars involved over there. So we're under yellow again. Gonna race Sunday and Monday with the sprint cars and the factory stocks this year. So again, it'll be a single file restart here. Hopefully we'll get a lap in the books. Richard Stevens ready to hit that loud pedal off of turn number 4. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Off of turn number 4 we go. Down the took a peek, not happening as they work it off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jason Pack now right there in the 4th spot in that number 1 P machine. Pack with a good run going, looking for that first ever victory here at Volusia. Could tonight be the night? We don't know. Right now, we know it's Richard Stevens leading him off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He's got about a 10-car length advantage already. So it's still the 0-0 of Richard Stevens. Running in the 2nd spot is the Matthew Cade machine. Wyatt Coffey, number 2, running in the 3rd spot. Great battle now for that 4th and 5th spot. Herlong was on the outside. He's going to lose that 4th spot. At the stripe, it's still Richard Stevens, your leader. Matthew Cade running in the number 2 spot. Jason Pack going to lose another spot to Herlong now. Pack dropping back to the 6th spot as we work him off a 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Herlong now on the inside. Matt had a little incident on the initial green here. No damage to that car. Great battle going on between Herlong and the 28 machine of Austin Lehman. So Lehman now with the advantage. We're under yellow. We got one right there at the start-finish line. As we're back under yellow, safety crews there. Looks like the 14 of Tristan Kitchen out of Brunswick, Georgia. So we'll see. Got the wheels turned, got the motor running. That's a good thing. So hopefully, the number 14, a little bit of right rear sheet metal damage. Didn't see what happened. As we're watching the Dirt Vision replay there, he maybe got a little bit of help. As he did not hit the inside wall, did have some right rear quarter panel damage. So we'll figure it out. All right, Michael Stewart giving him 1 to go. Once again, almost 13 minutes into this race. We got 4 in the books. Hopefully we'll go green to checker now the rest of the way. It's still Richard Stevens, your leader. Matthew Cade in 2nd. Wyatt Coffey in the 3rd spot. What about Austin Lehman? Austin Lehman up to the 4th spot. Lehman started way back in 14th, ladies and gentlemen. He's worked his way to 4th. Matt Herlong right there. Going to restart with Jason Pack, 5th and 6th. Green flag back in the air. Stevens down the front straightaway. Austin Lehman now on the inside takes over that number 3 spot as he works it off a 2 down the back straightaway. And Wyatt Coffey saying not so quick there, buddy, is now Coffey back into the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, nobody's got anything for your race leader so far, Richard Stevens, as he's got a 1.4 second advantage already. Great battle now for that number 2 spot, side by side off a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The battle is between Matthew Cade and Wyatt Coffey. Right now, give it to the number 2 car of Coffey as he works it off a 4. Coffey now up to 2nd. Lehman shuffled back to the 4th spot. Matt Herlong in 5th. Jason Papp in the 6th spot. We're working lap number 7 this time by. It's still Richard Stevens, your race leader. Great battle going on once again for that 3rd spot. Lehman on the inside as they work it off a 4. Austin trying to throw the elbows up as they work off a 4. But it's still Matthew Cade in the 3rd spot. Austin Lehman now back on the bottom. He's a bottom feeder here tonight. Side by side off of turn number 2. We're under yellow. We got our 1 parked right under the flag stand. That looks like the 1A machine. That would be Big Chief David Showers Sr. So the number 1A machine of David Showers Sr. Folks, if you're a regular around the Central Florida area, you know the name Showers. We call him Big Chief here at Volusia. Been doing this for probably 35 years, multiple time late model champion here. We ran Thunder stocks here, and you throw a set of keys at that man, he'll get around this racetrack. David Showers Sr. Guy here, and Matt Herlong with a good run going, doing double duty here tonight. He's got his 604. I don't see that car lined up in the next feature, which is good for Matt. He'll have a little time to get a breather. So we're going to go one more lap here and throw them back under green. Hopefully we can get to lap 15. And we're under green. Green flag is back in the air. Nose to tail going into turn number 1. The number 2, Wyatt Coffee, had a good run. Here comes Austin Lehman and Matt Furlong. They had the meat and the sandwich. That was the number 7 K Machine. He went right to the 5th spot as we work it off at turn number 4. It's still Richard Stevens, your leader. Wyatt Coffee in 2nd. Now Austin Lehman up to 3rd. Matt Furlong in the 4th spot. Gonna work lap number 9. We're past the halfway point. Lehman on the bottom, Furlong on the high side, working it off of 4. Your race leader still Richard Stevens by almost 4/10 of a second. The number 2 machine right there, Wyatt Coffee with a good run through 1 and 2, lost a little bit of real estate coming off of 2. As we're working lap number 10, it'll be 5 to go this time by. 5 more to go for Richard Stevens. Man, we're under yellow, and that's gonna end it. As we got one turned around, I believe that's Thurston again, and that will end it. We're going to throw the checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Richard Stevens, your winner. Coming home 2nd will be Wyatt Coffee. Austin Lehman will come home in the 3rd spot. Matt Furlong come home in the 4th spot. Matthew Cade, Jason Papp, your top 6. So we'll take them across the scales. And we'll have the 00 of Richard Stevens make his way to victory lane.